What is happening? Welcome to another pitch video breakdown. My name is Nick Pollack, founder of PitcherList.com and former college pitcher and pitching coach. And today we are going to talk about Alex Cobb. Alex Cobb is throwing harder this year. He's throwing 95 and up to 97 instead of sitting like in the 91, 93 range or something along those lines. He also has the thing, which is a wonderful splitter, and it's so good. And we'll see that in action today. He also throws first pitch curveballs. But before we go into what he actually did and watching the video, go hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit the bell. Don't miss any of these videos. I do them 5 days a week, and we're going to have some bonus videos coming out starting as soon as next week that you're going to want to see, including the Nick and Alex baseball show. It's going to be live streamed on Twitch on Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time on Monday the 17th, and every single Tuesday thereafter. So come on by for that. It's going to be wonderful. But all right, Alex Cobb, let's watch him. Let's just see how he took down the Rockies yesterday. First pitch coming, and that's what he loves to do. Oh man, that's never a strike. He has sinkers that clearly do that, right? That essentially look like they're coming out this way, and then they're going to make a turn back towards the plate. And he lives glove side a lot with them. Typically, we do see right-handers against right-handers like to live inside here if they use a sinker, but if it's their predominant pitch, they'll go back door and then they'll come back inside. If you see a sinker land anywhere around here, they've done it wrong. Okay? They're trying to jam guys, essentially start it over here and then come back inside. Or they're trying to come outside and come back in and be like, hey, don't mind me. I'm just a sinker for a strike. Okay? So Alex Cobb does a really good job with this one. And that just sets the tone for this entire at bat. As Connor goes, what am I supposed to do now? And there's a lovely curveball for a strike as well. As I realize that I'm going to do the second inning instead of the first. The first inning instead of the second. I don't know what that is. That's a sinker, I assume. Oh, this is such a terrible camera angle. All right, and then he looks like he gets a single to right. We're going to go to the second inning, though. I think like second inning is a better representation of what we should expect from Alex Cobb. But there was, oh my God, look, I mean, this is insane. If you could do this all day, you know, if pitchers did exactly what they want all the time, no one would ever get a hit, because that's just insane. So, all right, so you start him off with that. You do it again, right? If you just hit that spot, you do it again. Second one right there. And now if you're CJ Cron, like, these are just right there. What are you supposed to do? You know, if I'm Alex Cobb, I would think one of two things now. One, I just throw another one slightly farther away and hope that CJ Cron extends himself. You could also maybe surprise him up and in and probably get one that comes in off the plate, like it starts here and then comes back in and he would just be tied up. But yeah, I would just sit out there again, see what happens. Yep, and he gets frozen again. I mean, this is insane. The amount of movement that Cobb is getting on this. I mean, sure, Cron should have anticipated the same thing again in 3 straight pitches of the same pitch. You would hope that by the third one, which is the most hittable of the lot, that he would swing at it. But at the same time, I imagine Cron was looking for something different. Maybe he was looking for that splitter to fall off the table. Maybe he was looking for the big curveball, just something else as opposed to that. But Cobb just did it. And, you know, there's one thing of, you know, Cron, oh, you should have swung at that. But there's also, Cobb executed 3 for 3 there. And watching Alex Cobb, you take for granted how many times on this channel I've watched at bats where guys waste pitches here and they're close there and they don't execute a single one in the entire at bat. But if you just execute what you want to do, you will be an amazing pitcher in the majors. And that's a perfect example of it. So against a lefty, it's a little bit of a different approach. He's trying to get some free real estate right there with the curveball, which is what Alex Cobb does when he's cruising, right? He'll throw those first pitch breaking balls constantly. See if I'm like Dylan Bundy, for example, Eric Lauer, we've seen on this channel, right? And he's trying to get it there, doesn't get it. So you kind of wonder, what is his approach going to be? If you see this down and away glove, you're thinking, okay, this is probably going to be a sinker that's going to fall around to here, which isn't bad, because essentially, let's say this is the plane of the bat, right? You're trying, I mean, it's not the plane of the bat in truth, but you're trying to get the sinker to fall so that it hits the end of the bat as best as you can. Right? You're not going to really earn a whiff on on a pitch located in the zone there. Maybe you'll get this if they want to fall all the way down. Traditionally, batters understand how the pitcher's sinker moves, and they'll resist that swing out of the play once they see that's on the edge of the zone. They think, okay, that's going to fall out of it, right? Harder to get a whiff on it. Still really hard to figure out once it's a strike and they're swinging if they can get on the end of the bat. But no, that's not a fastball. That's just free real estate. Good job getting free real estate. Let's see what we get here. And that's more of what I was thinking of, but that's the thing, and that is the splitter. And it's very deadly to left-handers because, once again, that's going away from the bat. And as a pitcher to a hitter, if you want to think what is the general sequencing of a pitcher to a hitter, it's to throw pitches that go away from the bat when it comes to their secondary stuff. So splitters and changeups to lefties, down and away, while you're going to see curveballs and sliders to same-handedness or righty on righty, down and away, right? Starting on the edge of the zone and then falling off, right? That's just the general philosophy. And it's no shock that we're seeing the splitter aggressively used in a 1-1 count. Tries to do it again. That one, he gets a little bit more on the side of, and that's why we saw the side movement of it as opposed to the drop, right? I mean, we still got drop, but got a little bit more on the side. Didn't stay totally on top and through to prevent that one, but you got through a sinker here for a strike. Yeah, there you go. And look at this. Wow. I mean, that should just showcase the kind of movement that Cobb is getting right now. McMahon is anticipating a fastball here. Should he be swinging at this one? No. At 3-1, because he's expecting a fastball, he's thinking, okay, I think I can do something with this. My philosophy when I coach travel teams and all that stuff, I would instruct all of my hitters, even in 3-1 counts, to still be the passive. And don't get yourself out in a 3-1 is essentially what I would say. So look, whatever your favorite pitch is, every batter understood what they wanted ideally. And in 3-1, it has to be that. And McMahon, for whatever reason, I talk about this a lot, about the mentality of being a hitter. McMahon knows the movement of the sinker. And he should be thinking, you know what? This sinker is likely going to land around here after release. That's not necessarily the pitch I want to hit. If he makes contact with this pitch inside the zone, if this lands, this is going to land out here. But if it landed over here, I don't think McMahon really gets a good ball in play here. So, it's hard to do this. I mean, look, I understand. Like, I'm sitting here in my chair being like, hey, hit better. I can't do it. But it's about mentality and philosophy. You have this ability and how you're going to use it. And, that's not the mentality that I would encourage. The philosophy can be tweaked so that is ball 4, because that isn't the ideal pitch you're going for. My God, that's so filthy. Oh, man. That's such a nasty pitch. Look at this strut, too. Like, that is the strut of a champion, right? It's the best feel when you get a guy looking and, like, you were so fooled and you want to hit the ball and you can't. But, look at this thing. Man, like, this comes out. I mean, this is doing a full-on path like this. It's, oh, God. That's insane. Hey, I nailed it. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you think this is going here. That's the thing. You think this is coming in right there. Whew, that is filth. Hey, guys, why does Nick Pollack have Alex Cobb ranked inside the top 50 starting pitchers for fantasy baseball? That's why. And look at that. First pitch, curveballs in the zone. That is free real estate. You love to see it. You really do. It helps everything here because now you don't really know what's coming here. He's going to throw another curveball? No, he's probably going to go backdoor sinker. That's just the way he does it. Oh, interesting. So he went with a splitter here. And what I do like about Cobb is that he does not go exclusively splitter only to lefties. Like, he'll throw righty on righty crimes, which is what we call a changeup to a same-handedness batter. This is interesting because this has a ton of movement. And sometimes you see changeups that are above, the bottom third, like anything that's up in the top half, are sort of not ideal. But this one gets enough side movement that it's just really hard for Daza to do anything with it, and he flies out. And there you go. I mean, you don't need to make the perfect pitch to get an out, right? You just don't. You just need to make a good enough one without hitting the heart of the zone. And sometimes, hitters get themselves out all the time. I mean, you saw that with McMahon. McMahon made his own mental mistake so that he allowed Cobb to strike him out. And here you have another not ideal pitch, but you miss the heart of the plate. You make them get themselves out. It's good stuff. But that's Alex Cobb in a nutshell. It's not the same as like Shane McClanahan and other guys, right? You're not going to see this amazing breaking ball that you just look at it and go, how are they supposed to hit that? He's more delicate and meticulous about placing his sinker, and that sets up the splitter and, of course, getting the early strikes with curveballs. We saw some good free real estate. Wonderful. We saw some excellently located and spotted sinkers, and they're harder now at 95 as opposed to 93 of the past, or 92 of the past, which means that, once again, it's harder to hit. And that's Alex Cobb. So that's going to do it for today's pitch video breakdown. As always, check this out on Twitch, 9 to 11 a.m. every single weekday morning. Come on by, Eastern time. Seriously, it's an amazing time. Ask all the questions that you have. That's going to do it for today. So my name is Nick Pollack, and may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.